Hi, my name is Jason Rom. Welcome to Dev Central and Post of the Week. And this week we're going to take a look at a forum post from user Carl Gottlieb. And he was asking some questions about being able to pass credentials safely from one app to another. So let's take a look. And so the scenario has two websites. Website one, the user actually logs into. The app sends back credentials for the second application in hidden fields, and um, in some links. And so user clicks on links, and then that post is performed against the second website, logs in, and everything's good. Um, and so the goals the user had was to secure the process by preventing username and password being sent in clear text back to the client, and to prevent a replay attack to where that post data could be captured and then replayed against website 2 sometime in the future. So let's take a look at some of the ideas the user had. Was to scrub the username and password from those hidden fields and encrypt that data in a cookie. Worried about regex and whatever else might be necessary in the payload, and then also validating the post data to make sure it's only good for that one submission, and wasn't really sure how to do that. So potential solution, um, you could look at let me scroll in here, and so a client makes that request to the first app, so it gets sent back to the app, and then on this third step here, the big IP gets that response. So at that point, you could grab that response from payload, and so you know what your hidden fields look like. You can search through with string commands in that payload, and then once you have that information extracted, you could generate a hash on those credentials, and then you add a uh, hash to the client credential mapping in the session table. So you actually store those user credentials and the hash in the session table. And then you remove the user credentials from those hidden fields in the payload back to the client. And then you would insert an encrypted cookie with that hash before sending it back to the client. So a lot going on there in the iRule in the HTTP response before being sent back to the client there on step 5. And then the client makes a request after clicking on one of those links in the payload that was returned to the second app, and now that cookie gets resubmitted. We're looking in the HTTP request event for that cookie. We take the hash out of that cookie and look that entry up in the session table. We get the credentials out of the session table. We insert those into the payload, send that request on its way to the client. After we delete that session entry, and making sure that session entry is gone. Now when that request comes in, even if that cookie was hijacked and resubmitted, that session doesn't exist anymore, so we would just drop that connection. So that's one potential solution. Keeps credentials even in encrypted mode from ever having to go to the client, and solves both of the goals that the user had. So thanks for joining me, and hopefully this has been informative.